Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Come into the chat. I can't see your hi. Hi, hi, hi. Maybe that's it. Did that work? I see that there's somebody, but the chat's the only way that I can see you. That's how you'll appear, as if you're in the chat. Is this? It's okay if we just kind of give a few minutes. Yeah, I did change my hair color a little bit. It is so long. Like, you're gonna be kidding me. Come on back. So we'll do like 4:05. We'll start that part. Hi, Cynthia. Cynthia, did you just like go right to the channel? Yeah. And it's under the live, right? Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. Thank you. Because we have Miss Lori trying to come in. Now it's like, I can't send the link. I don't know how. Is this crazy? How much my hair has grown? And I've cut it a bunch of times. I was like, I can't believe how much hair I have now. My doctor was like, how's your hair growing back? I said, I don't know why you're asking me. I was like, I just work here. It's amazing. It really is. Like, I wanted to do like one of those, kind of like God miracles, right? Like having no hair, like what is taken from you, is returned to you. Like, it felt very fitting for that to happen. Yeah. There she is. She made it. All right, all right, all right. Yay! These are my hearts to you guys. You're doing good. You're chatting. So, like just the communication part is just like chatting. It's a little bit different than like doing the Zoom call or the classes that we do where, everything's together. I know, it is weird. It's weird for me not to have you guys pop up and just see you. But the topic for today, because there is a topic, is the inner climate change. Oh, what's up? I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you. So with inner climate change, does anybody have like any thoughts or anything just from like that subject coming up? Mr. Blackwell? Everybody can get and understand like your internal temperature, right? So this is your internal climate, right? And in your internal climate, yeah, everything's crazy. That's real. Your internal temperature, as much as it can go up and down, exponentially, that energy hits all the areas around you. Right. So when you start to be able to desire change that you want to see, and you see those signs where it's like, be the change you want to see in the world, and it starts with you. So it's so easy to see, but being able to implement that and putting it together, completely kind of different thing. And so when we look at ourselves to really step into that, then we can kind of understand how we change our inner climate, and the fact that our inner climate changes the outer climate. So we have an effect on the climate change outside. If everybody's inner climate, when people are really mad and upset, it's almost like little volcanoes You have lots of eruption, lots of anger. That energy goes out and hits everything in that same way with that same intention. Granted, we ourselves individually are not the size of like a volcano or an earthquake. But if you get 100 million people from that same energy, you can make that happen. You can absolutely make that happen. So when we want to kind of reel that back, like your inner climate needs to come into a healthy balance. And that is understanding what creates your volcano and understanding what creates your earthquakes. And what is a hurricane when you feel like your storm is so big and it's moving and it's so much energy and motion that it's almost not controllable, and you have to kind of wait for it all to pass and the dust settles so you can filter through to see what's left. Does any of this like resonate or make sense? Thank you. Thank you, Chris. So when we think of, there wasn't like much of the beginning. It's just the introduction to the inner climate change. When we think not outside of ourselves, it's very hard to imagine the impact that we have energetically all the way around. So understandably, if we're having just like not the best day, people just don't want to necessarily come up to you and say hi. Like you'll go to the bank, you'll go to wherever, and you're just in your tunnel. You're in your own climate. But everybody's aware of your climate. So that energy, so even if it feels sad, like even having seasonal depression, it's like even the angst of understanding that that's coming, like just shuts down your energy field and it just closes you off. And instead of having like this bright and shiny area of life, you're just kind of standing here, just like this is all I can do. And as much as it doesn't impact like the climate outside per se, your inner climate is stuck in like a fog and a darkness, which if anything could be explained, it's really hard to see sun shine or for gardens to grow or for things to really be able to show themselves beautifully in the way of which they were created to be. Does that connect? I know this is really kind of way out there, but a very, energy and motion's so big. It's always in motion. That's the funny part about energy, But it takes an intention to see that and pull yourself away from all of it and to recognize, nope, I want to change this. I really do. You know how they say like plants, right? You have your plants around you, they enjoy you, they like good music and things like that. So even if you have plants, but yet you feel in this dark cave, those plants don't get your energy, your shining energy. They get the energy that's just collapsed, right? And to be proactive, is just saying, you know, I do want to have this change, because it's okay to not know the next step, but to know the first step. The first step's the biggest step. When they call it just a simple leap of faith, you know, the first step's the biggest. And being proactive, showing up for yourself, is absolutely tremendously huge. But don't judge yourself at all. At all, at all, at all. For anywhere that you are in life, it doesn't matter. It's really okay. You got to where you are from everything that happened and how you see it. But if you want to balance your body, balance your energy, understand what it is that creates your different things. When you have that inner turmoil that cause things like hurricanes, and that would be a lot of weeping and a lot of unexpressed tears. It's just packed full, and it just comes out of nowhere. If you were to look as a hurricane coming off of the tip, you know, of Africa, and it comes up through the coast, and you know, that's how it'll hit, you know, the east side of the United States, right? But it seemingly comes out of nowhere. If you were to look at periods of life where you feel like you just get completely pushed to the brink and you just bawl, you just cry. Yeah. That's where that comes from. It's same energy. Same energy. And you just bawl, but you allow it. If you were to think of the hurricane coming in, and it comes into the Gulf, and you know, it does all of it, and then the water gets pumped back out, you know, to the ocean, but it kind of has like a wreckage for sure left everywhere, right? And you have to sift through what is salvageable, what do you want to save, and what has to be let go, and because it's not salvageable. So same thing, when you become your inner climate and you've created this hurricane and you're pushing it through and it is happening. Yeah. And you just say, I'm going to make it till tomorrow. I'm just going to make it till tomorrow. And after you have that complete downpour, you know, of just crying and giving in and just giving up and just putting your hands up, knowing the next minute you're just, it doesn't matter. You just got to get through this moment. When you do that, you easily can sift through your own remnants. What is here to salvage? What is here to keep? What do I want to hold on to and try to rebuild? Or can I understand that this hurricane was brought into my life to remove these things and trust that I do not need them in the way that they were there to fill me up? You know? So let that part go. It served you to create a storm. If you do not release those pieces from which the storm created, it will create again. It's very powerful. And when we don't let those things go or sift through them or just, you know, take that proactive stance and that intention that I'm going to sit here and I'm going to make these things showing up in my life. I know there's a reason. I just had this moment. I'm going to go through this and I'm going to figure out why. I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to take this minute and see the purpose of this in my life. And there's going to be things that'll come up because it takes courage to be very raw and honest in and around yourself, your emotions, who you are, what you are, your purpose here, everything. But that's what creates an inner climate change. Huge. So if you were to take like a sifting, right? We just had this whole pile on of stuff sifting through. What do we have? And Cynthia, I'm not picking on you at all, but I love that you open this up. And if you don't mind, I would love to have it. I think Lori similarly, would understand and have that same kind of connection with mom passing and how it can just hit. But I feel like that's kind of a good place where we could to really experience it. Thank you. Thank you. So if we were to take like your mom's passing and put it in and you just kind of start shaking it up, right? Because your intention is to sit here and to understand, like, why did this happen? I allowed this hurricane, but the difference is I knew this one was coming. That's the difference. Like, this one's coming. And it's like, what is this, right? And so if you allow yourself the whole hurricane to come, remember, you're the lighthouse. So that hurricane will do you no harm, but it will shine a light into your storm. And you will sift it and shake it out. So even if it's, I guess an easy one, but not, is to be like, losing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, your body will recognize a time frame before you even do it. Like your body's going to pay attention to everything that's going on. So that's why to understand your internal energy is a clue as to what's going on. Very much so. And yeah, you'll put those pieces together. So when we're looking at like having the loss of anybody that we love, one, their physical presence not being there. Two, if their physical presence is not there, is there a physical presence that's equal to their presence that will fill this? And then usually that answers no, because nobody's ever that one person in your life. And then like this is your source. This is from where you came. And you could always go there. Like your mom's always home in that connection. So feeling the loss of home would be a very deep seated place of not understanding where this is so scary and fearful. Like, how can you find home again? But home is always within you. Like your mother very much loves you so much that she just wanted to come in and, she gave you your life. So if you were to sit here and sift and to know that in your sifting, you would have to see that you are what is remaining. You're the surface. Your mother gave you your life. You're the surface. You're the life. And the gratitude that you have for your life is the top of everything. But it's underneath everything. So to think that without your mom, how could you have life? It has such a deep love and gratitude and beauty that you're not only meant to be here, you are loved, cherished, unconditionally, that your purpose was and is greater than hers, and her great purpose was you. She knew and expected you to be here after she was gone. And in that sifting of that energy, of that hurricane, like, what do I have left? You're it. You are the life, and you carry her with you every day. When we sit here and unconditionally love her, reflect that she unconditionally loves you. In honoring your mom, love yourself so much. When these inner hurricanes erupt and move so much emotion, it's only to serve you and to see that you're worth it. You're worth everything. This world would not be the same without you. When these things come up, just sift through. It's scary because it seems like there's so much here. How can I get through it all? And how can I do it by myself? You've done your entire life by yourself. You can do it. You can take the next step. There's an inner peace that is the rainbow and the sun that appears after the storm. So if you were to look and you sift through, the things that drop out, in a way, is the gold, right? And when many people together collectively are going through things like this and yet do not take a moment to pause and sit back and say, why is this happening? You know, even recognizing that time of year where the energy starts to build up, you know, this is happening again. you come across something, in your house, or somebody says something, or somebody looks like somebody, or, and that emotion comes to surface again. There's something in there that has not sifted out to find that. And when that happens around the world, collectively, everybody does form storms. So it's a physical representation. And then they end up having to sift, but they think it's just physical. But the premise is the same, as it has equal energy. I love you guys so much. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah. The Center for Quantum Change, right, has begun. Does this kind of get the attention, how your inner climate and when collective definitely becomes part of the climate change of the world? Yay, God. So the more we balance our inner climate, it directly has impact to the world around us, including like how plants grow. The sun, the more angst that you have towards a particular weather, you're just carrying angst, and that weather gets to, keep appearing. But the more that you're good and grateful for all of it, and grateful for life because you're grateful for your life, and in your gratitude for your own life, you get to share that gratitude with all life. That's how you are all one. And through that gratitude, through that love and appreciation for you are here for something much greater than you could ever imagine. It's like the coolest thing ever. That changes everything. But it starts here, starts that's it. We can do this, right? It is so amazing. So, does anybody have something that we could kind of transmute? Because even like doing it ourselves, doing this with that inner sifting through and being able to do it, and doing it from a loving place, doing it from a place that, I'm here, this is, to serve me. This is a part of my process. This is a part of why I'm here. I signed up for this, and in doing that, you're transmuting all the reasons of everything, of everybody's opinion that never sat well, and that was part of your hurricane. All of that is getting transmuted immediately as soon as you say, I'm sifting through this. This is here to serve me. As soon as you do that, it starts to change immediately upon impact. And so when people look at hurricanes in that same way within themselves, and then it transfers over, the storms don't have the same purpose, unless it's just there to clear things out, which then the understanding of humanity would know that it's there to clear things out, and it really wouldn't be bothered. It would just be like, you know, thank you for getting that out of the way, and then just let it dry out, and then it makes a big bonfire. And it's a very simple way of saying that. But so does anybody have like any, questions or comments, or for instance, to be able to kind of something to kind of change or transmute or anything like that? And also, if you ever get stuck, if you just close your eyes for a minute and see if you can see nothing. Because you'll exist no matter if anything's around you or not. Because everything, runs within this quantum field, and it's a constant give and take, and it's constant magnets and energy, and some people work together well, some people don't work together well. Some grass grows, some grass doesn't grow. Even the soil becomes enriched, or it's not, or it's dehydrated. It is a constant overflow, and movement and joy and love and connection. Really, we can talk about anything, as always. When we allow change ourselves, then that change becomes a part of our energy. Therefore, change begins. It always begins with you. If you wait for somebody else to do something that yourself you could do, wait's going to last as long as it takes until you decide. Because even if, somebody else did a bunch of changes, you still have to decide your change. Like, you're going to step in. So when you decide, yeah, this one today, right here, right now, boom, I'm changed. And I'm moving in. I'm moving in. This is my new house. Got a mansion. We're here. That energy changes you. Right in the moment. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you decide to go into a deep meditation and go in a direct line, you're changed in that moment. That's it. You want to change back? Sure you can. You want to ascend? Ascend. You have all the power of the world and of all creation and all of that has created all creation within you. To not use it is also a choice. But use it. It expands your life. So even when, we have the awakening coming, this is all part of the awakening. And I know that that's just like a term, but it really is just an expanded consciousness. And that's what you're awake to. So you're awake to more of your impact energetically. And it's being able to see just how far things go, like the butterfly effect. This is what expanded consciousness means. And as everything transfers over, everything is going to, calm down, but everything has to have its run, its volcano, its earthquake, its hurricane, whether it's a perceived, missions and things like that, they all are going to take their place, and they are all going to, run its course, because it's not going to last longer, because the expanded consciousness is moving and growing, and the power of one person from an enlightened place is more powerful than a million people who cannot see the light. But it doesn't mean that their energy doesn't create noise. Yeah, it's a major life decision. But as soon as you decide that your life is worth saving and changing, done. Then everything can come in to serve you. So what's like a major life-changing decision that puts your head into a storm? Why is your head in a storm? Does it just feel like it's too much talking? So when we say like, my mind is my tool, not my shed. Sometimes you just need somebody to say like, hey, step out of the shed. Same thing. You just want to sift through. Like, what is it that feels like a storm? Say those words. Everything that comes to light from the dark no longer exists as darkness. It does not have the same darkness hold as soon as the light is shined upon it. It is transmuted. You can transcend that moment in that moment. Most of the words that keep us locked in are our own. And so when we decide that that's too much and it's done, that has to come from a decision that that's done. And I understand that this is a storm and this is very scary, perceived. But if I do nothing about it, I will become the most fearful part of my life because of the storm inside of me, created by me, being held captive by me. You are your greatest captive audience. Yeah, sift through it. I mean, to give a, for instance, could even be, I don't know, maybe all of a sudden you have to declare bankruptcy, right? And it's like, okay, as soon as you allow everything that's happening, just allow that, right? Like, it's okay. If there's an answer for you to say, then you say the answer. But you holding yourself hostage within yourself, you're the storm. Your storm's going through every part of your body. Your heart gets affected. Your bloodstream is affected. How you think gets affected. What you're eating is affected, and therefore what you're eating isn't giving your body the nutrition because your body's having to worry about how to handle the nervousness and the stress, all stuck within you. And that's not very fun, and it takes a lot on the body, So when you say point blank, like, what is this? What's all of this? And what's it for? And who's it serving? Because it's not serving you, your soul. It's serving, it could be guilt. It could be, which would be sifting, right? That could be, I'm not good enough, or I have to fight for my worth, or I have to make sure that I make this stand, because if so, then I'm never going to be able to, stand up for anything again, because nobody can count on me. Like, oh my gosh, storm. Right? Whole storm right here, like it never ends. You gotta take it out, shake it up a little bit. Like a doll. if you can smile at it, if you can laugh at it, then it does not hold you the same way. Anything that you tell about yourself to yourself is only true in that moment. And then even then, it may not even be true. If we go back to the fact that you are created to be here, to experience an amazing life, and that's true. Like life itself is amazing. It's easy to say, well, I went through this and that was not amazing. That's, how you perceive it. That's the perception. That's what it is in your view of it. But if you see that you love yourself now and you may not love yourself then, well, then if you see that as bad, but you see yourself as good now, why not just see that as good? Because that was also a part of bringing you to where you are now. And if where you are right now is an awakened state and you're expanding consciousness, then everything in your life served you. Every single thing, good, bad, or indifferent, no longer matters. And if you decide that those things still have to matter, either good or bad, then the energy of your body has to keep going there. And then you keep bringing that source of the storm back here. And it comes back and it just stays here. And it tries to, work up again. When you recognize this is that pattern, oh, wait a minute. I don't want to do this pattern anymore. It's not fun. This pattern's not fun. How can I dismantle it? How can I start to transmute it? How can I take it apart? Then that's that aha moment. I'm going to start sifting through this. What is this that's, bringing this up for me? And if you're just like, you know what? I was given life. And I can be anything I want. And in this moment, you're cherished, loved, adored, pleasure, treasure, every gold coin. Showed up. And that's it. You're meant to be here. No doubt about it. I hope this is resonating. I know it's kind of a big topic to come in with. Or at least understanding, or if anything's confusing. Thank you for great. The point of an expanded consciousness is to look at things differently. And as you do that, you're so much more grateful for what you see. Once you're over the hump, yeah. Yes, it is the topic of the times we're in. It just felt really important to really start talking about it because of that. If you think of being stuck, then that's, kind of perceived as well, right? If you're aware that you're stuck, then you're not stuck. That's a trick in your mind, you know? If you can sit there and say, there's something that I recognize here, and I want to pay attention to it, that in itself creates new energy for an answer to appear. So you're never stuck. It's just a trick. Trick word. When we understand that we are created from absolute love and we're okay with that, we're good with that. Not only are we good with that, we're going to ascend from that. We are going to allow forgiveness for ourselves for every time and point in life that we did not live up to our best life. Because a lot of times in that secret dark place, that's one of those things that we know we did not do our best self on that particular day, way back in the, and we probably should have done maybe this differently. We hold ourselves there, and that's unfair. Like, there's no reason for that. You were here to experience all different kinds of life, and all of your life had many different experiences. If you understand that you are created by love for love, and here you are as pure creation, then it's okay for everything created through you and by you. You were here to experience it. Did you experience it? Yes, you did. Maybe you want to do it a little differently, but you had the experience. If you want to have the experience again so that maybe you come at it a different way, then do that. But secretly, when we hold ourselves there, we don't even know how much that's holding us to this place within ourselves so that we don't feel or allowed to have immense joy. Like there's something holding us back from being worth having this amazing life because we took it for granted on particular days. No, you were here to experience it all. All of it. You didn't do anything wrong. You were here to experience. So you did it right. Maybe you would change the experience, but you still experienced. That's the point. So don't allow that to keep you from experiencing more. Like, have it be more, have it be everything, have it be the dream come true. In fact, live as the dream come true. Like you're the dream come true. Your mom's dream come true. She couldn't wait to see you. Yeah. So be the dream come true, right? And forgive your trespasses, right? You're trespassing on your life, on your choices, on your decisions, on your experiences. Let it go. Breathe into that. Like, fill that heart up. If you think that your mom would forgive you for some of those things, and she did, then forgive yourself. She taught you that. Your mom teaches you to love you unconditionally. You just felt like it only came from her. She was teaching you so that when she wasn't there, you would love yourself unconditionally too. That's such a good message. She said, I'd love you 1,000 times over. So love yourself 1,000 times over. All is forgiven. If you need forgiving, it's okay. Yeah? That is so beautiful. Thank you to moms, all the moms, and Mother Earth. I mean, that lady puts up with all of our stuff. That's perfect. Yeah. She does. She puts up with our shit, Mother Earth. Literally. She turns it into fertilizer. Yeah. She loves us too all the time, right? When we love ourselves in the way that those who created us love us, and we let go of our darkness, then we change what causes things in our life. We do it. I feel like this is a beautiful place to just like breathe in and feel that love and have that gratitude. You guys are everything. So glad that you're here. Thank you so much. Love you and love you. So, unless there's any questions, we can kind of just thank you for being here. And I want you to kind of, if you feel so inspired, right? Like, what would be your inner climate change? Or is there anything you're like, you know what, I should just let that part go. I'm going to forgive myself. I've been holding myself hostage. And your mom taught you to love yourself anyway. So love yourself anyway. It's what moms do. They love you anyway. I love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my gosh. Love you guys no matter what. Yes, live your life. Live it. Be amazing. You are amazing. So just go be that. Thank you guys. You're the best. Love you.